Have you ever wondered if you could make profit flipping Pokemon cards from TCGPlayer? Well, today I have $50 worth of Pokemon cards that I purchased from TCGPlayer. And we're gonna find out, A, if the cards were accurately described, and B, if I got a good deal on them. I'll be checking out how much I paid for each card and how it compares to the TCGPlayer market price. I'm ready to open these because I picked out some insane cards, so let's do it. Alright, so I have all of the cards back there. The total I paid for these was like $54. We got a lot of cheaper cards, but most of them are like vintage, so I think that's cool. But anyways, I'll have a value counter, or like a total profit counter in the corner down there somewhere. Let's see what the first card is. It looks like this one is in pretty bad shape, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, these are mostly damaged cards, but yeah, the back doesn't look too great. But let's see what the front looks like. Ooh, Bastiodon Reverse Holo. This thing is very scratched. It has a little damage sticker on it. This thing is super scratched. It's a Reverse Holo Rare. I think this is cool from the Diamond and Pearl era. I mean, it's not that great of an artwork, but I don't know. I still thought it was cool enough to buy. And let's check out how much it costed. Alright, so for this damaged reverse holo, I paid 35 cents, and on TCGPlayer's website, the market price for this goes for 56 cents. So I'm not gonna add any fees or anything. I'm not doing all that, but I'm just gonna add a nice 21-cent profit. Not a bad start, honestly. I mean, this thing is scuffed, but you know, damaged is damaged. At least it's not bent in half or rift or something. Alright, we got the next card here. Again, a lot of whitening on the sides. Looks like a little tear maybe or something at the bottom. A lot of whitening everywhere, but you know, not bent, so that's good. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, this dark, oh, let me take this out of the sleeve. This looks sick. Darkrai EX Black Star promo from Black and White. I've never had any of these Black and White EXs. This on the front honestly looks really nice. It's really just the back. I mean, I don't even see very many scratches. I mean, I see a few, and there's like a few like dings on the top, but this honestly looks really good. This isn't damaged, it's that heavy play, but I don't know, I think this one looks really nice, honestly. Alright, so for this Darkrai card, I paid $1.94, and on TCGPlayer, the market price for a heavy played holo foil is $2.29. So yeah, another decent profit, I'd say. Alright, we have the next card here. This one looks honestly way better. This one looks, I mean, I see like a little bit of whitening in like the corners and stuff, maybe on some of the sides, but this looks really clean, honestly. I don't even know where this is, but let's check out what the card is. Ooh, Bagon Reverse Holo. That is cool. This is from the E series. I'm not sure exactly which set this is from, but moderate play. Well, let me take this out of the sleeve. Alright, yeah, this thing is super scratched. I'm not sure how well you can see it on camera, but this thing is extremely scratched on the front. I'm not sure if this still counts as moderate play, but I mean, at least it's intact. That holo is so unbelievably scratched though. That's kind of crazy. But you know, the back looks clean. I'm not too upset about this. But let's see how much we paid for it. So for this moderate play reverse holo Bagon, I paid $1 exactly, and on TCGPlayer the market price for this exact card is about $1.24, so another decent profit, honestly. And let's see what the next card is. Alright, this one, not as bad as the first two cards on the back, but still there's a lot of whitening on it. Honestly, I'm glad none of these cards are just bent, honestly. That's what I'm most grateful for, but yeah, a lot of whitening on the back. Let's see what card it is. Ooh, moderate play Horsey Reverse Holo Delta Species. Let's take this out of the sleeve. Alright, we got a nice vintage reverse holo EX Dragon Frontiers Delta Species Horsey. It honestly doesn't look too bad. The holo doesn't look really scratched at all. Actually, no. No, the hollow is super scratched. I was lying. It's just when you shine the light directly on it, you can't see the scratches, but lights off. Yeah, it's definitely scratched. So I'd say this is on par with the big one, honestly. But let's see how much we paid for this. This card we paid $1.29 for on TCGPlayer, the exact same card. Goes for about $1.59. So again, not missing on these so far. Pretty good profit on each card so far, considering how cheap they were. Alright, we've got the next card here. This one doesn't look as bad as far as whitening goes. No bends or anything, which is good. I do see quite a few like white specks on the back though. But let's see what the card is. Ooh, we got a Gallade Hollow from Black and White. This one looks really nice. I don't have very many of these hollows. Alright, so this one is Light Play. And yeah, honestly, it checks out. Just a little bit of like whitening on the back. The front looks pretty pristine, if I'm being honest. I don't see any scratches on the hollow. This just looks like a really nice card. I guess Light Play is a good description for this one. So for this card, I paid $1.05, and on TCGPlayer, the same card goes for $1.41. So just can't miss right now. All right, this next card, it does look a little bit worse as far as the whitening on the back goes, but nothing major. Does have, I'd say, significantly more whitening, but other than that, looks fine. But let's see what the front looks like. Ooh, bronze on break card. I've never seen a break card in person before. Let me take this out of the sleeve. This is honestly a cool card. Ooh, there's like a little ding at the top there. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know, like as a concept, I think this card looks awesome. The way the hollow pattern works on it too. Very unique card. I'm surprised they didn't do more of these. I mean, for Light Play, I'm not too thrilled about that little thing at the top, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so for this card I paid $1.26, and on TCGPlayer the same card goes for $1.66. Yeah, a good 40-cent profit on that one. Alright, I did not order this Ekans common. This is actually covering up the card behind it, but this one, or these two cards actually, there's two in here, they were actually both near mint, so maybe this doesn't count as damage, but I still thought these were really good deals. At least the first one was a deal too good to pass up. But let's reveal what card it is. Oh, it's upside down, hold on. Alright, look at this card. Let me take it out of the sleeve. We've got a Alolan Executor GX Rainbow card. This one looks... this one honestly looks incredible. The rainbow on these is so nice. Even compared, I mean, I think they did rainbows best in the Sun and Moon era, but this looks really nice. Let me tell you how much I paid for this. Alright, so for this card, I paid only $3.45. And I actually found multiple eBay listings, or sold listings on this exact card for $10. Upwards of $10 for one of these. This looks incredible, and this is by far the best deal of this video. So I'll be conservative. I'll just add an extra $6 to the budget, or to the profit. Let me sleeve this back up and show you the next card. I'm not sure if I said it or not, but that last card and this card were both listed as near mint. I can't see any defects or anything on the back. And here it is. This sleeve is really scratched. Let me take this out. Scizor V Secret Rare from some Sword and Shield set in China. But look at the texture on this. This looks so nice, genuinely. This one's not as valuable as the rainbow card, obviously, but this one looks really nice. The centering's good. I do see a print line going through the top right there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, overall this card looks really nice. Texture looks incredible, but let's see how much I paid for it. Alright, so for this card I paid $2.05, and I'm seeing sold listings on eBay for this card for about $3, so not too crazy. I'm just gonna add, I'll add like 70 cents for this card. I think that's fine. For this order, they just crammed them all into one penny sleeve, which, I mean, I get it. They're damaged cards, but I'm not a huge fan of that, so I'm gonna take them out like this. I'm just gonna go through them one by one. All right, so we got the first card here. This one doesn't look very damaged. This one doesn't look very damaged at all. I see like a few white specks at the top, like a ding in the top. But this one looks really nice. Let's see what this is. Ooh, Oshawott Black Star promo from Black and White. This one looks really nice. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me see what condition this card was listed as, because this looks pretty nice. Alright, on TCGPlayer, this card was listed as damaged. I would not call this damaged whatsoever. I do see some scratches on the holo. I'm not sure how visible they are, but they are there. But this card looks to be in, honestly, good shape besides that, but I paid 67 cents for that. And on TCGPlayer, a damaged holo foil of this goes for about 80 cents. I mean, I'll gladly add 13 cents to the profit counter, but this could definitely go for a higher rating than damage, but I'm not going to change any of the ratings. I'm just going to keep them as they were listed on TCGPlayer. Alright, now this card is damaged. I think this might be the worst one I've seen today. This one looks really beat up, just all across the entire card, all over the back. But let's see what it is. Ooh, Pachirisu Reverse Holo. This one is definitely a promo, I'm pretty sure, because it has the diamond and pearl stamp down there. But yeah, this one is... I definitely say this is damaged. It has some weird little marks on the artwork. But let's see how much I paid for this. So for this damaged reverse holo promo card, I paid 67 cents again. And on TCGPlayer, a damaged reverse holo of this card goes for 71 cents. So not a huge profit, but you know, we'll take what we can get. Alright, next card. This one looks like it was, I mean, this one's nowhere near as bad as the last one, but I can definitely see a lot of scratches on the side, a lot of whitening on the top and bottom especially. But let's see what the card is. Ooh, this one's really nice. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's like, I can see the foil on the top, the sides, the bottom, everywhere. But this card looks really nice. It's not in great shape, obviously, but I've never seen one of these reverse holos before. This looks sick. Spoink EX Deoxys Reverse Holo. Alright, and for this card I paid 78 cents. And on TCGPlayer the market price is 78 cents exactly. So no profit on this one, unfortunately. But still a really cool reverse holo. I'm very happy about that. Alright, this next card has some pretty heavy wearing on the corners down here. A little thing at the top. But doesn't look too bad besides that. Let's see what the card is. Ooh, this is a recent one. 2020 Zacian Cracked Ice Holo. Deck exclusive. This one looks really nice, honestly. I love these cracked ice holos. Let's see how much I paid for this one. So this one was listed as moderate play. I paid $1.35 for this one. And on TCGPlayer, a moderate play of this exact card goes for $1.37. 2 cent profit. And we're gonna move on. Alright, this one's pretty beat up too. I don't think anything's gonna beat the Pachirisu card. That one was in horrendous condition, but this one is definitely, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great, I'm gonna be honest, but let's see what the card is. Ooh, Deoxys EX. Black Star promo from Black and White. This one looks really nice. On the front, pretty spotless, to be honest. I mean, there is, I see like a little crease maybe at the top, but everywhere else on the card looks perfectly fine. Okay, now there's another like little crease on the side there. But no, this one looks really cool. So this card was listed as damaged on TCGPlayer. I paid $1.88 for this one. And on TCGPlayer, this card goes for about $1.99. So nice little 11 cents I can add. And really not bad on these, honestly. Aside from the Pachirisu, these all look okay. They all look to be in decent cosmetic shape, at least on the front. On the back, not so much. Alright, we've got the next card here. This one doesn't look too bad on the back at all. I see a little white dot up at the top there. I see some whitening on the rest of the corners too, but it looks pretty good. Let's see what this card is. Ooh, Celio Reverse Holo from Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, I can see why this isn't near mint. Yeah, this card, the holo on this card is extremely scratched. I mean, you can see it all across the bottom right there, on the top too. Everywhere this card is scratched. But I think these holos scratch really easily, so it's not the end of the world. Let's see how much I paid for this. Alright, so this card I paid, it was listed as light play. I don't know if I'd consider this light play, but I guess we'll go for it. But I paid 43 cents for this card, and on TCGPlayer, the exact same card goes for $1.06. So again, I'm not gonna change the grading. This was listed as light played, so I'm just gonna consider it light played, even if it doesn't look like it. Now again, I wouldn't list this as light play, but I'm just gonna add 73 cents to our total profit, and we're gonna move on to the next card. We've got the next card here. It doesn't look too bad on the front. I think a lot of these scratches are on the sleeve. I see some whitening on the corners as usual, but it doesn't look bad. Let's see what the card is. Ooh, Crystal Edge Ace Spec. Let me take this out. Wow, I have never seen one of these in person before. Black and white Ace Spec cards. This one, I mean, I see a few scratches on the holo in the middle around there, but this is a gorgeous card. These Ace Specs really had the nice borders and everything, and the holos going right through them. This is a sick looking card, but let's see how much I paid for it. Alright, so for this Crystal Edge Ace Spec card, it was listed as light play, and I paid $1.40 for it. And on TCGPlayer right now, the market price for this is $1.66, so I'll add a 26-cent profit to our total. Pretty good. Let's see the next card. Alright, this card might be a contender for the worst one, I think. This is crazy wear on that corner and the sides. Honestly, all of the corners look really bad. I'm going to take this one out of the sleeve before we look at it, because wow, this one is in bad shape. But let's see what the card is. Bronzong Holo. Dang, you can see the foil on all sides again on this one too. Dang, this one is in bad shape. But you know, really nice holo. Scratched and everything, but the whole card is damaged, so that doesn't really matter. Has a nice foil pattern and this little swirl next to his arm. But let's see how much I paid for this. Alright, this card was listed as damaged, thank god. And I bought it for around 50 cents. And on TCGPlayer, the card goes for around 48 cents damage. So our first actual loss would take away a little bit of profit from the counter, but you know, still a nice looking card, as long as you don't turn it around. Alright, before I reveal that card, I want to just note that a little sticker was thrown in. I think this is really cute. Little Gumi and Sarah Ledge. But let's look at this card. It doesn't look too bad. The corners all look pretty good. I see two little white specks on the top corners. Let's take this out of the sleeve before flip it around again. Let's see what it is. Ooh, we have Shaman Holo Rare. Oh wow. I will say, there are a few scratches on the holo. You can see a really deep one right there above my finger, but this is a cool artwork. A cool holo, honestly. It's from 2009. I'm not sure what set it's from, but let's see how much I paid for this. Alright, this card was listed as moderate play, which, I mean, honestly, this looks... I mean, I guess moderate play. I don't know. This card honestly looks to be in good shape. But I paid $2 exactly for it. If I go on the TCGPlayer, this exact card sells for $2.62. Really nice looking card too. A little bit of deep scratching on the holo, but that's really not that bad. Alright, this card I can definitely see a good amount of whitening on the bottoms here, on the top too. It's not too bad though. Pop this out of the sleeve. Ooh. looks like kind of grimy, but yeah, this card doesn't look too great on the back, I'm gonna be honest. But let's see what the card is. Ooh, this card is scuffed. What happened to this card? It's like, I'm not sure if it was scratched that bad. No, I think it was. This doesn't look normal. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me look at the picture. Let me see how much I paid for this. Okay, yeah, this is definitely not normally supposed to be colorless in the middle right here. That's really bad. And this card is super scratched as well. This card was listed as a moderately played reverse holo. Yikes. I would not call this moderately played, but I paid about 79 cents for this one, and on TCGPlayer, a moderate play reverse holo foil is going for about $1.12. I mean, I will reluctantly add the 33-cent profit to our total, but this is not moderate played. This is not moderate played. Alright, so this is another one where they ship them all in one penny sleeve. So I'm going to slide these out and look at them one by one. Let's take out the first card. This one doesn't look too bad. I mean, there's obviously some whitening in the corners, some on the bottom, but this one doesn't look bad at all. Let's see what it is. Ooh, Keldeo EX. I got a bad deal on this one. So here's the thing. This card was listed as being from Legendary Treasures, but it's actually from Boundaries Crossed. The seller did reach out to me about it and asked if I wanted them to cancel the order or just take this card out, but I said no. So I just told them to send it as is and I'd pay the original price. But let's see how much I paid for it. Okay, so for this card I paid $1.73. This one was light play. I'd say this is looking really good, honestly. And a light play on TCGPlayer right now is $1.09. Yeah, our profit's taking a hit on that one. But again, that is my fault. I just told him to leave it because I wanted this card. Even though I overpaid for it, I think it's still a really nice looking card. I love these black and white EXs. I think they look sick. Alright, this card has a lot more whitening than the last card. There's a little crease at the top there. Yeah, you can see that crease. But, you know, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, the crease is pretty bad, but let's see what the card is. Ooh, Lost Blender Secret Rare card. This one's from Sun and Moon, I think. Dang. I guess this was damaged just because of the crease? It does look kind of a little dirty. But let's see how much I paid for this one. Dang, this card was listed as damaged, and I bought it for 99 cents. This is normally like a $10 card near mint. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's in good shape, because it's definitely beat up. But this was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Alright, on TCGPlayer, I genuinely could not find another damaged listing for this card. The closest I could find is a heavy played listing, and that was for about $7. So I'm not going to pretend this is a $7 profit, but I'm going to be conservative and give this card a nice little $1 profit. I think it deserves that at least, because honestly this condition could be far worse for being damaged. I think this one looks genuinely nice. Yeah, when I think damaged, I'm normally thinking about stuff like this. This is just the card peeling, so much whitening everywhere, like a crease in the bottom. This is what I think of when I think damaged cards, but let's see what card it is. Ooh, Mega Pidgeot EX. This one looks really nice. On the front, well, I guess it's peeling on both sides. But the artwork on the front looks nice. Doesn't look like it's very scratched, but yeah, there's obviously a crease in the middle right there. The artwork, this is my first Mega card, but this one looks really nice. I think this is from X and Y. I mean, obviously it's from X and Y, it's Mega Evolution. But yeah, this one looks bad. This one should be damaged. Alright, so this card I bought, it was listed as damaged. I bought it for $1.98, and the damaged holo of this exact card goes for about $2.16 on TCGPlayer. So I'll add a nice little 18-cent profit to our total. Yeah, I mean, obviously it could be worse. This peeling at the bottom is abysmal, but the rest of the card doesn't look visually that bad from the front at least. The back looked way worse than this. But you know, damaged is damaged. Alright, with the last card from that order, I can immediately see a ton of whitening all over the card. Not as bad as the last one, but it's definitely very visible. Let's see what the card is. Ooh, we have a flare card. This is my first time seeing one of these. This one looks pretty nice, honestly. I love the red borders on this. It makes it so unique. But yeah, this is just a regular holo flare card. From the front, I can definitely see scratch up there, scratches here, scratches pretty much everywhere. But let's see how much I paid for this. Alright, so this one was listed as moderate play. I paid 74 cents for this one. And on TCGPlayer, a moderate play of this exact card goes for 75 cents. So I'm not even gonna add that 1 cent profit, but honestly, a really cool concept for a card. Alright, this one is in a top loader by itself with a sleeve in it and this tape at the top. So I'm gonna flip it around and then I'll take it out. Ooh, Milotic Reverse Holo Rare Delta Species. Oh, let me get this out of the sleeve. Alright, I'm not sure what kind of card sleeve that was on the inside, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. This one, well, it definitely looks super scratched. I can see a crease in the corner right here. I don't see any more creases, but a good bit of scratches on here. This card, though, looks really, really nice. It doesn't have the gold text that you find in some reverse holo rares from Ruby and Sapphire, but this still looks really nice. Reverse holo rare. Let's check the back. The back, I mean, I can see the same crease that was on the front up there, but it doesn't look that bad. I mean, no, it looks a little dirty, honestly. Yeah, honestly, could be worse. Let me see how much I paid for this. Alright, so this card was listed as a damaged reverse holo rare, and I paid $5 for it. So on TCGPlayer, I couldn't find another damaged reverse holo foil. The closest I could find was $8 for a heavy played reverse holo. But yeah, unfortunately, since there isn't that much of a gap between the heavy played one and the damaged one, I'm just gonna leave this one as is. I'm not gonna add any profit or take any away because there's really no sales date on this one. Alright, this card definitely has a lot of whitening on it. I'm thinking now, I think there's 2 orders left, so that's why it was confusing me. They were a little bit stuck together, but yeah, ton of whitening on the back here. It really doesn't look that good, but it's also no bends or creases. I see a ton of scratches on the back here, but let's see what the card is. Ooh, this one is scratched. Manaphy EX from X and Y. These like gray borders look really nice in this full art. It's definitely damaged, I'd say. A little bit of a crease at the top. It looks like some of the texture is like scratched. I'm not sure how accurate that is. Maybe that's just how it looks. I've never seen one of these before. But let me check how much I paid for it. Alright, so for this card I paid $1.81, and on TCGPlayer for a damaged holo foil, this goes for about $2.71, so really good profit on that one. I'll add a nice 90 cents profit for this one. Really good deal on this one, genuinely. But let's see what the next card is. Alright, this one doesn't look that great. Definitely has a lot less whitening on the sides, but it also looks to be like, I don't know, it looks like a bunch of like smudges on the back of it or something. It doesn't look that great, but let's see what the card is. Ooh, Shaman EX Full Art from Radiant Collection. I think this is from Legendary Treasures Radiant Collection. This one looks really nice. There's no texture on it or anything, but it has like, you see that glitter effect on it. This one on the front looks really nice. I'm very happy with this one. Let's see how much I paid for it. Alright, so this one was listed as heavy play. I paid $8.96 for it. And on TCGPlayer, a heavy play holo goes for about $9.06. Hey, I'll take a 10-cent profit. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And if you like this card too and think I got a good deal, like the video, honestly. Let me know what your favorite card that we've pulled so far is, because this is definitely my favorite. Alright, this one, not as much whitening I don't think on this one as the shaving card, but it does have a lot of that same grime I was talking about, that just like gray smudges all over the back. It doesn't actually feel dirty, but it definitely looks dirty. I see maybe a small crease in the corner right there, but let's see what the card is. Ooh, Latias. Hollow. This looks like it's from some kind of like deck box or something. It has a little Latias symbol down there, so I know it's not from any regular set. 2004. Yeah, the hollow is definitely scratched, but honestly, this card doesn't look that bad. Let me see how much I paid for it. Alright, so for this card, it was listed as damaged, which may be a bit of a stretch. I think this card looks alright, but I bought it for about 31 cents, and on TCGPlayer, it goes for about 72 cents. So a nice 41-cent profit on this card. Alright, we have the last few cards in this top loader. Let me get them out real quick. This one is the first one we have. A lot of whitening on the top there, a lot on the side, a lot on this side too. It's not as visible. But let's see what the front looks like. Ooh, Darkrai Hollow. This one looks honestly nice. From Diamond and Pearl 2008. Dang, this one looks nice. Let me take it out of the sleeve. The hollow on this looks really nice. I mean, maybe it's definitely scratched, but I'm just talking about like from an artwork perspective, this looks really nice. The hollow goes really well on this. I can see the foil peeking out of the sides and everything. The top especially, really reflective at the top. Not sure how well I can show it, but yeah, this card doesn't look very bad. I mean, a lot of scratching. Alright, so this card was listed as heavy play. I paid $1.69 for this, and on TCGPlayer this card goes for $1.74. So, I mean, I will still take a small little 5-cent profit, and let's have a look at the next card. Alright, I take back what I said about Pachirisu. This is by far the worst looking card we have today. This is absurd. This card has been like folded in half. It's so much whitening on every single side. It looks like it's been bent like 100 times, I'm gonna be honest. This one looks horrible. Whitening everywhere, but let's see what the card is. Ooh. 2016 Mewtwo Cracked Ice deck exclusive. I mean, if it didn't look like it was ran over by like a tractor or something, this would be a really cool card to have, but this card is insanely damaged. By far the worst damaged card that we've gotten, because even the front is super scuffed. It does look like a nice card though, if only it was in better shape. But let's see how much I paid for it. Alright, so this card was listed as damaged. I mean, yeah, obviously. But I paid $1.62 for it. And on TCGPlayer, $1.60. So I will not add a cent profit, but I will get rid of a few cents profit. Unlucky Mewtwo. You're our second miss of the day. It's crazy how good a card like this can look compared to the last one. I can still see a ton of, or not a ton honestly, a few little dots of whitening at the top, on the side, on the corners, on this side, bottom corners as well, on the bottom. But compared to the other card, this thing looks near matte. But let's see what this card is. Ooh, we got a Lotad reverse hollow. Let me take this out. Alright, so I do see a crease in the top there. It's pretty noticeable, I'm not gonna lie. The bottom looks pretty fine. It's really just that crease at the top, I think. Centering looks good. Lotad reverse hollow. This one looks really nice. Cool artwork. The hollow is scratched a bit, or I think it's really just the crease in the top there that's the problem on this card. But let me see how much I paid for it. Alright, so for this card I paid $2.74, listed as damaged, which makes sense. and this card on TCGPlayer goes for $2.74, so no profit on this one, but we also didn't lose anything, so you get off easy though, Tad. But that is the last card of this video. A lot of really cool artwork. Our total profit, assuming I did all of the math right, is $12.76. Hypothetical profit, by the way, because I'm not actually planning on selling any of these cards, but this was really fun, honestly. Just buying all these different cards, seeing the conditions they may or may not arrive in. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you learned anything, which I know I did, consider subscribing to the channel, it really helps. Comment your favorite card again, mine was the Shaman, and like the video if you enjoyed. And if you want to see me open an amazing Korean Pokemon booster box of Clay Burst, then click the video on screen. And thank you all for watching.